The Illuminated Torso. From as early as I can remember, I've been captivated, enchanted even, by the feminine human essence. A lifelong devotion that's been stirred not by the intellect, but by something far deeper, the heart and the soul. There is a universal thread that we all share, a bond that first connects us to the nurturer, to the archetype of the mother. I speak not of circumstance, but of principle, of the sacred blueprint that underlies all life. And likewise, the father, the protector, pillar. Though reality may fall short of these ideals, the soul yearns to rediscover the original harmony from which it was born. Life then becomes a journey of remembrance. Experience after experience, we are led back to the root of all things. And like the rhythm of the earth, the sun rising, the seasons turning, the bloom and wither of every flower, we begin to see that balance is not a luxury, but a law. Why should we live by any other measure? We don't. For love, if we dare to say, is the force from which all life unfolds. And to love is to create, to choose, to illuminate. The first time I encountered the divine, I was a child. A relative who was a young adult to others appeared to me as something more, something timeless, a living embodiment of the goddess. Words fail here because words are too small for what I felt. It wasn't romance, it wasn't desire. It was the soul's recognition of the sacred feminine in her purest form. My heart erupted in awe. My spirit was drawn in as if by gravity, by a force that called every part of me home. She opened her arms and I, just being 5 years old, ran towards her, into her embrace, where I felt the infinite. Even now I can still feel it. Perhaps for her it was just a simple moment of kindness, but for me it was a divine encounter. It imprinted something eternal upon my being. And from that day forward I became a seeker of the divine in all things. And where did I first find it? In the form of women, as vessel, as vision, as sacred space. My life became a quiet devotion to this energy, a prayer, a ritual, a creative offering. And through form and texture, through sculpture and color, through camera and line, I sought to reveal what cannot be spoken, the presence of the divine feminine. For the feminine is not separate from the divine. It is the divine, as is the masculine. And when in balance, they dance. When out of balance, the world suffers. What happens to a world ruled only by force, by dominance, by unchecked masculine? We become hardened, unfeeling. But the feminine, she softens, she nurtures, and she reminds us to feel, to listen, and to return to wholeness. My figurative works are my offering, my translation of those unseen forces into form. They are love letters to the goddess within and around us, for humanity is the infinite, reflected uniquely in each of us, and the feminine brings us back to that unity. To live in the presence of the divine feminine, is this not the true dream of life? To see her not just in myth or memory, but in flesh, in energy, in art? When we honor her, when we act in reverence, we restore what has been forgotten. She is the medicine for our fragmented world. She is the mother of creation, the sculptor of possibility, the touch that stirs the soul to life. And from that light of the torso, from that sacred center, flows the very pulse of existence, the dream becoming form.